Hi Year 9. This video is to walk you through how to do your drawings of your toy truck. So if we have a look at your folios, your statement of intent should be done, as should your research. Your sketching is what we did in the last week of term, and it says here in section 3 that you should have at least 2 design ideas for your project. You are designing the back section of your toy truck, so focus your detail on this area. Each of your sketches needs to be in lead pencil, be drawn freehand on paper, show detail, creativity and clarity, include modifications to the original design, be labelled identifying the materials, so pine, design features, so the sides, if there's any special joinery, joining methods, etc. You then need to scan them or photograph them and place them into your folio. So they go here in design idea 1 and in design idea 2. Okay, it also says here to make sure you crop the photos so that they look presentable. So they need to be nice and clear. The writing needs to be legible, as in I need to be able to read it. It shouldn't be blurry at all. And you paste those 2 in here. And then a final sketch, so a nice neat drawing showing detail, annotations, measurements, detailed views. Detailed views are like zoomed in sections showing extra detail nice and clearly. So in a full 2D or 3D drawing, the joinery might be quite small, so you could just draw a circle around that section, do a line out, and then draw it bigger, like as if you're looking at it underneath a magnifying glass. And you should color or shade it as well. Okay, and that image goes here. The next section, section 4, is where we're taking things a step further. So production and working drawings. Produce your final design. This one, the pretty one, in Fusion, and paste the drawing in here. The dimensions are provided below for the standard design. Your CAD must include your modifications. So I'm going to show you in Fusion how to draw this to the right size. You need to take it a step further and draw in your modifications. Okay. On the following pages, it's got some working drawings for the cabin, which are dimensioned. It's got a set of working drawings there for the wheel and axle. And then it's got here the cutting list if you want to just read this for the dimensions. So I'm going to switch between Fusion and here to find the sizes of parts. Okay. Now I'm fairly certain I'm going to go through this in the way we've built it in class. So we're going to be drawing block A first, then H. We'll probably do the holes for the wheels. We'll probably then draw the cabin and so forth. Okay, so it should be fairly easy to follow because you've actually made these in class already. So in classroom, you should have already have done this. Under Unit 1, drawing software, you should have installed Fusion a long time ago. On a previous day when I was absent, you were set a task to follow this tutorial. So it should already be on your devices. If not, do it now. Okay? Follow the steps to the install. You must use your school email address when you sign up. So once you've installed Fusion, it opens up like this. Big white screen with some drawing tools across the top, and you start left to right. So when you click on Create Sketch, you actually get some drawing planes here. And as I hover over these, this is the front view, if you were drawing from the side view, and if you were drawing from the top view, and you click on one of those. So I'm going to quickly jump back to the folio, and I'm going to draw part A looking down from the top view. So I'm going to be drawing that top rectangle there. So part A, which is 350 by 90 with a thickness of 19. Back to Fusion. So from the top view, so it spins so you're looking straight down, and the tools have changed here now. So we're in sketch mode, rectangle. Now listen very carefully and watch my mouse. So I'm going to click. There is no click and hold. I've just clicked the trackpad, let go, and I'm going to move my mouse out or my trackpad out in the direction I want to draw. That first dimension that's highlighted is where you can just start typing. You don't need to click in it or anything. You just start typing. So that was a width of 90. Now to get to the other box that says 83, you click Tab on your keyboard, which is next to Q. Now you'll see that that second dimension there is highlighted, and we needed that to be 350. And click Enter, and it locks it in. Now, we are really zoomed out at the moment. If I want to see that whole rectangle, if you hover on this cube, a little house appears. You can click on that. And it just zooms out and shows you on an angle what you've done. The next thing is to make this 2D shape 3D. That is how Fusion works. You draw in sketch mode first in 2D, and then you make it 3D by doing an extrusion. Extrusion starts with E, so you click E on your keyboard, and the extrude toolbox pops up. All you need to do is click on the shape. You can drag the arrow, and it starts to go 3D. Now, when I click and drag, when I let go, this is highlighted. I can just type in the thickness of my timber, which is 19. Done. There's that block of timber. Okay. So I'm going to zoom out now. So on a Mac, it's just a 2-finger pinch inwards. It might be different on yours. I'll jump back to my drawing. And the next thing I'm going to draw is part H. And they are 350 by 33 by 19. I'm going to draw them from the front view. So sketch, and you'll start to see repetition here. Hit sketch, pick a view you want to draw from, the front. Now I'm not trying to connect it to here at all. I'm going to draw it off in space. Click, move, type, it was 33, tab, 350, enter. Okay, E for extrude. Click, move, type the dimension in there of 19, enter. Now I need to do my holes in there for the axles. So I'm going to have a look back at my drawings. See if it's given me the information there. Not on this one, not there, not on that one, not on that one. So it must be here. So the hole for the rear wheel, they're 16.5 mil up for the center of the hole. That makes sense because that's half of 33. 50 mil in for that one, and then it's another 70 mil in for that one. Let's do those two first. 50, then 70. So I'm going to do some construction work. So sketch. Now I'm not going to pick the view this time. I'm going to pick the face I want to draw on. I'm going to zoom in. Now down here I've got a little pan tool so I can click and move. And now I'm just going to use the line tool. Now when I hover over this line, you'll see little blue shapes. I've got a blue square there that tells me I'm on the end point. When I go up, I've got a cross. That just tells me I'm on the line but nowhere specific. I'll keep going up, I get the cross and a triangle. That means I'm on halfway. So that is the 16.5. So I can just go across nice and straight. I know it's straight because it says 0.0 degrees. So I can type in my first one of 50, enter. I can do my next one, 0 degrees and 70, enter. Now I can draw my circles. Now I'm going to jump back here. My circle for this one is the hole we've drilled, and that's to fit the axle through. And the axle here has a diameter of 10. And we're just going to check down here, part K. There it is. The actual axle is 10. K. Here it is. Diameter 9.5. So that is the size of the timber. It needs to be a clearance hole, so we will make the hole 10 millimeters. So circle at that end point of the 50 line, and it says specify diameter. My diameter is 10. Enter. Same again, circle. Here, click, move, type 10. Enter. So to delete these lines that I don't need anymore, it's T for trim. So T on your keyboard, and you hover over it, it turns red, and then you can click on it when you know you're on the right one. Okay, there's nothing in there anymore. Escape to turn that tool off. E on your keyboard for extrude. And you can actually click two shapes at once. And if I spin this cube, now I can see that arrow. I'm going to go backwards. See how it turns red? It's going to subtract that shape from the rectangular prism. Now, not minus 60, it's minus 19. That's as wide as the timber is. Sorry, as thick as the timber is. Enter. There it is, done. So if I spin this cube back around now, do not restart my computer, you'll see it's a hole through there. Okay, now I've got to do the one from the front, so we'll come back to this drawing, we'll check where that is, and it's 60 mil from the front. Sketch this face, line, hover on the line, cross and triangle, and 60. Enter. Circle. Click, move, type 10. Enter. Trim. I want to get rid of that line and that one. Escape to turn the tool off. E to extrude. Click that one, drag him back that way, and tell him he's minus 19. Enter. Done. Now, the beauty of this, you do not have to do it again. You can copy paste. Whoopsies. So you can right click, which is a 2-finger click for a Mac. Move copy. Follow this top to bottom. It's not a face, it's the whole body. Selection, this one. Move type. We're going to do translate, which means to slide. You should know that from maths. And we're going to create copy. Now, when I click and move this arrow, you can see it's moved it, but it's left the original, which is because create copy is selected. If it wasn't, it wouldn't be there. So make sure you've selected that box. Click OK. Now we can actually put these in place. That's right click, move copy, the whole body. Move type this time is point to point. Selection, that one. Point to point, origin point. So that means which point do you want to move me from? Well, this one. And target point, I want you to line up with there. And click OK. Same for this one now, we'll move it into place. Right click, move copy, body, that one, origin point. Now if you can't quite get it, spin your cube. There we go, I'll be able to get it now. So origin point, this back one, and that will line up with that corner there. Happy with it? Click OK. You can spin your drawing around and you can see how that's looking. Okay? Right, we might draw the cabin now. That's the next thing we built in class. This bit here, that C shape. Let's do that. There it is there. And we'll have a look at this. It's quite easy to read here. So we're going to have a look at piece B first. 81 by 90 by 19. 81, 90, 19. Sketch. Front view. Rectangle. Click, move. That one's the 19. That one's the 81. Enter. E. Click. And that one's 90. Done. Okay, next piece, the upright bit. Part C, 111, which would be this distance here. 90 is the extrusion, and 19 is this thickness here. Okay, so we're looking at these numbers here. Sketch, front view, rectangle. $111, tab 19, enter, extrude, 90, enter. Next one, D, these dimensions here. So 120 is this one, the extrusion, 90, and thickness there is 19. That one's 19, that one's 120. Enter, extrude, click, and this one's extruded 90. Okay, let's have a quick look at how that goes together. So C butts up against B, doesn't go on top of it, it's next to it. So let's put that in place first. Right click, move copy, not a face, we want the whole body. Selection, this one, point to point, origin point, this one to that one there. You go, yep, that's what I want. Okay, let's move this one in place now. Pretty sure it's right on top. We'll double check. It is. Okay, so that point there to that point there. Right click, move copy, bodies, this one, point to point, origin point, that one there to that one there. Click OK. Now we're going to put it in place down here. So this is two part. Right click, move copy, bodies, and I can select all three. I can say origin point. I'm going to pick this one and tell it to line up with here. Now I'm going to tell it to translate, so slide along this arrow, and you'll see as I move that back, it's X that's moved minus 25. Okay, so we're going to check our drawing and see how far back it is. So it's going to relate to piece I, which is 80 by 90, and we know 90 is this one. It matches the width of part A. So it's back 80 mil. So I can just change this X to minus 80, enter, that's in place, okay? The next part we're going to draw is that engine block, and we just said that it was 80 by 90, and we're going to check how high it is. So part I, 80 by 90, and it's 35 mil high. I'm going to draw it from this view. So 35 high, 80, extrude, oops, sorry, enter, click on it, extrude, click on it again, 90, enter. Now we planed a chamfer on these edges, so we're going to draw that on. It's quite easy. So I'm just going to zoom right in on it. And up in modify, there's a tool here called chamfer. So you just click on that and you select the edges that you want to put a chamfer on. That one, you see they turn blue, that one, and that one. And how far in is it? It's 10 mil. Okay, when we marked our lines with our marking gauge, we did it 10 mil on the top, 10 mil down on the edge. So we could put in a 10 mil chamfer on there. Click OK. That's done. So now we can put that in place. Just going to move my screen with my pen tool, turn that off with the escape tool, right click, move copy, the whole body, that one, point to point. I'll go just from this one and that will line up with that one. Click OK. Alright, we'll do the windows next. So we're looking now at part E, and it tells us here it's 92 by 62 by 19. There's going to be a little bit of construction work in this. So the 92 should be from there to there, the 62 should be from there to there, and the 19 is the extrusion back that way. we will have to draw in the circle ourselves. Okay, let's go. So I'm going to just check the maths first. So there's a tool here called Measure, and I can just get Fusion to check for me the distance between that line and that line. And yep, it is. It's 92, so that's a good start. Click Close. Sketch from this view, a rectangle this way, the blue one first, 92, tab 62, enter. Now, circle. There I go. Look, I've got the cross and the triangle. Click, move, and specify diameter. We're going to say 60 because that was the size of the hole saw we used. Enter. Now, we know that T on the keyboard is trim, and now I can trim off the lines I don't want, and I'm left with that window shape. So I'm going to click E on the keyboard, click the arrow and drag it, and I want that to be 19, so I can just type that in, click enter. Do you have to draw that again? Nope. Let's just copy paste it. Right click, move copy. Bodies, that one. Create me a copy please as I translate it. Whoops. Create copy. There it is. Done. Let's put them in place. Right click, move copy. The body. Point to point. That's the easiest point to line it up with. There. Click OK. I'm going to spin my drawing around. Right click, move copy. The body. That one. Point to point. Origin point. That one. To there. And click OK. Click on the house. There's our truck so far. Last thing for us to draw to get the truck to the point that it's the same for everyone before you start doing your modification is the wheels and the axles. You only have to draw one axle, you only have to draw one wheel. It's all then copy paste from there on in. So let's get going. So we're going to look at the wheel, which is part... Oh, sorry, I lied. There's a few extra bits. There's the bumpers and there's a fuel tank. We'll do the wheels. So we're looking at part J. Diameter 60, thickness 19. And the hole here will be a 9.5. Okay. Let's draw one wheel. Sketch. Side view. Zoom out a little. Click, move, type, diameter 60, enter. Just going to zoom in on that there. I'm going to draw another circle from the same center, 9.5, enter. Now I'm going to click on this circle, so you see it selects the outside of the donut really. Click E, and if I spin my cube, sometimes it spins it for you, sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't, you can just manually drag the cube. There's your arrow, and we can make that the 19 mil. Done. Let's draw an axle. Now the axle might need some maths. We'll have a look at the drawing first and see if it just tells us. So part K. There we go. 130 mil long, 9.5 diameter. We'll have to do some math to position it. We'll do it together. So I selected sketch. We selected from the side view. We're going to draw the axle. 9.5. Enter. E for extrude. It's that one, and we want it 130. Done. Okay, now it's copy paste. Okay. Right click. Move copy. Body. Selection. That one. Just translate it and create a copy. Done. Click OK. This will be the easiest way. Right click, move copy, body, that body, move type, point to point. I'm going to select the circle and the target point will be that circle. Click OK. I'm just going to spin my little cube here so I can move this wheel onto the end of that wheel, onto the end of the axle. Right. Right click, move copy, body, selection, this one, move type, point to point. Origin point is this circle here onto that circle there. Click OK. Now, while I've got that together, I'm just going to create another two to go in there and there. Right click, move copy. Yeah, bodies. Which one? That one, and that one. I'm just going to slide it and I'm going to create a copy. I'll just slide it out there. Click OK. Go again. Right click, move copy. Deselect that because it's only selected the line. You want the whole thing. So that one, that one, that one. And create copy and slide it. Done. Now's the tricky part, is putting them in and having it all centered. So if we look at it from this angle, this edge here to this edge here was 90. The whole length of the axle, which goes from the outside of the wheel here to the outside here, was 130. The difference there is 40. If I was to split that in half, it's 20. So there should be 20 mil sticking out here, 20 mil sticking out here. The wheel is 19, so there should be a 1 mil clearance between the wheel and the what's that part called there? Doesn't matter, but it's a 1 mil gap between there. Let's look at how to do that. So this is the tricky bit. Move copy, bodies, this one, this one, this one. I'm going to go point to point first. So I'm going to tell it this outside little circle, line that up with that circle there. Okay, now I'm going to translate it. So I'm going to slide it this way, minus 20. I'm going to look at it from the right view. That looks right to me. So if I zoom in there, you can see that tiny, tiny little clearance there. That's the 1 mil. So that's perfect. Click OK. Now we just have to do that again. Right click, move copy. That one, that one, that one. Point to point to start with. That circle there to that circle there. Then translate it. We can move it this way. And then it tells us it's the Y. We just want it to be minus 20. And then click OK. One more time. One, two, three. Point to point. Sorry. Yes. That little circle to that little circle. Then translate. Slide your arrow that way and it tells you it's the Y distance and we're making it minus 20. Enter. We look at it from the top. They're all in the right spot. They're all aligned. They've all got that 1 mil clearance on either side. Okay, looks nice and even. Okay. Next, let's have a look at our bumpers. Nice and easy one. Part G, 110 by 42 by 19. Sketch. This time I'm going to draw it from the front of the truck. 42 for that one, 110 for that one. E for extrude. That one, 19. Enter. Now, you had some decisions to make as to what you wanted this bumper to look like. So you could do a chamfer, which would look like this. So just watch for now, don't copy straight away. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can pick the size of your chamfer, okay? Or you can make it a rounded edge. So it was up to your design. So round is a fillet, so you can just click fillet and then it's the same from there. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can move your arrow in and tell it the radius that you want there. So it might have been 10. Enter. Okay, then we can place it. But I'll just make a copy first. Body, slide, create a copy. There's my second one for the back. Click OK. I'll move him now as a body. Move type, point to point. So I don't want to grab a corner now. I want to see if I can get the midpoint there. That one. And target point. I'll just move that out of the way. And that one. There we go. And if I look at that from the front, which is the right there, that's how he looks. He looks pretty funny to me because you can see the bottom of that sticking out. Because that's lined up to the top of this part here. Let's have a look at the drawing. Yep, that's how it's meant to be. Okay, it's lined up to that top one there, and the bottom does stick out. Okay, let's do the same for the back. Let's put him on there. Click OK. Point to point, origin point, this one here in the middle to that one there in the middle. Click OK. I think the only thing left to do now is the tanker, which we haven't made in class yet. And to be honest, guys, I'm not really concerned about you drawing that. If you can draw this like that, be super happy. All you have to do from here on in is put your modification on. Okay, so I'm going to end this video here because that takes you through how to draw just this 3D drawing. I'm going to create another video which shows you how to turn this into an orthogonal drawing. Okay, so at the end of this one, we'll just click save. We'll call that the truck. So you can just save yours wherever yours says. Okay. Okay, toy truck, done. And once you've saved that, that's good to go. I will create the second video for you now.